What's up, everybody? This is Whiskey in the Six. I'm Rob, doing the Royal Brackla 12-year-old Oloroso sherry cask finish. Natural color, unchill filtered. This is a rebranding. 46% now. They never used to be 46%. They were bottled at 40%. I believe they didn't have a 12-year-old before, or if they did, that was also 40%. I remember the 16 distinctly at 40%. They were part of the Diageo Game of Thrones release where they released something stronger in ABV, and now they are 12 years old, 46%, unchill filtered, no added color, all the fun things that we look for in a whiskey. Does this measure up though? It seems on first glance that maybe this was a little bit rushed. The color is super dark. I wonder how they achieved that, because I feel like the Oloroso used for this cask might have been a bit young. Maybe some heavy charred casks involved, I'm not exactly sure, but gonna nose it, taste it, and give it a mark and tell you a little bit more about this. So the nose is nice. It's opened up a lot since I first got it. This sat for months, believe it or not. I bought it at the LCBO. I think it was around $100. I'm not sure if it's gone up since I bought it, but when I opened it, I wasn't overly impressed. I wasn't super turned off either. It wasn't like it was a bad whiskey. It just wasn't necessarily that great. But the nose has opened up. Definitely get that more traditional Oloroso kind of nose. You could tell there's something dark happening here for sure, like dark red fruit. More on the fruity side than the chocolate or coffee side for sure. Get like figs and plums on this one. Okay, on the palate. Something grape-like, fig-like. Again, plums, but not overly sweet by any means. Something definitely drying in there as well. I wonder if they used wet casks for this. I know that that's technically not allowed, but I'm not sure. I'm reading on the back that it says Bacardi Canada, and I did say that it was part of the Diageo release earlier. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. I do remember Royal Brackla having a 16-year-old though, that's for sure. And that it was 40%. Something a touch sour on both the nose and the palate. So this is the kind of whiskey, actually it benefited from sitting open for a while. It's not off-putting in any way, shape, or form. It's just not a wow whiskey. It's not something that's gonna blow your mind. For $100, there's whiskeys that you can buy that are better. This appears to have a lot more sherry cask influence than it actually does. I know that it does say finish on the actual bottle, but you can tell it's a finish. It's not exactly balanced. That's, I guess, the biggest takeaway from this one. It's weird because it does feel like the sherry sits on top. You nose it, and then the initial taste you get some sherry, and then something happens. Although now I'm getting a little bit more on the finish. Yeah, I think the balance is a bit off with this whiskey, but it's not a bad whiskey by any means. It's one of those things where you want to commend a company for doing the right thing, going 46%, no longer chill filtering, no longer adding color. Not sure if they did before, but now it states it on the bottle. So for all those reasons, it's gonna get some points. I do think that this will improve over time. I think maybe they rushed the sherry finish on it. Didn't necessarily have to finish it, but maybe they wanted to appeal to a broader market, get those sales going. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. No one you pour this for is gonna be like, ew, get that away from me, it's gross, at all. There's nothing off-putting about this. I think my biggest criticisms are it's kind of one-dimensional. There's not necessarily a balance in the liquid itself. You do get a lot of sherry. It probably was heavily, like, dark kind of sherry used for this, or heavily charred sherry barrel, if that even exists, or a recharged sherry barrel. Good. Honestly, it's much better than when I first poured it. I will enjoy it more knowing that it's improved, and it probably will continue to improve. I guess mark-wise, I'm probably at an 85. Not necessarily something I have to have, but it's definitely not something that I regret buying. So it falls short one mark of the buy again category. For me, that's an 86. Yeah, and this is just an 85, so it's just shy of that. Good, I commend them for the effort. I don't regret it. Some people are gonna like this a lot more than I do. And there literally is nothing off-putting about this, so that's also a very good thing. And I do think that the next release of this 12-year-old is probably going to be that much better. Maybe they'll have more time spent in sherry casks if they continue to keep up with this release. But yeah, 85, that's not a bad mark at all, and I don't regret the purchase. I just probably wouldn't replace it unless I find out something different. That's it for me, guys. I hope you like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. If you really like the video, hit the subscribe button. You can click the bell to get notifications for when I do release videos. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and support this channel on Patreon. Cheers.